Good morning. Welcome back. Here we are at Albertley Medical Center again, taking a glimpse at our eye department and special focus on all of our frames here at Vision Plus. So if you want to follow me in, we can show you our new area here and check out a lot of the new frames. We'll be meeting up with Joe Ubel in just a minute from Vision Plus, who's going to highlight some of these frames for us. Because I think Vision Plus, we have the largest selection of frames in the area. I'm sure we do. If you talk to anybody that's been here, they'll tell you how tough it is to make a decision about frames when there's so many to choose from. We're starting out. Joe.
I'm here.
Here's Joe.
Good morning.
Joe, you might have seen Joe on one of our first videos. Joe kind of ran through here, and we thought he did such a great job. We wanted to highlight Joe and his frame. So here we go, looking at our frame, starting with what? Lucky brand here.
Lucky brand.
So what's special about the Lucky brand frames?
Lucky brand is for those people that actually remember the 60s.
Okay.
So if you want a retro,
that would be me.
If you want a retro look, Lucky is purely retro. We have the Al Frankens up here.
Al Franken.
Well, that's kind of what I call them.
Okay.
So if you can just look at those and look at his political ads, that is virtually the same frame that he has. This is a knockoff on a real popular style that was probably around in the 50s and all through the 60s and even into the 70s. So
okay.
That's pretty much the whole Lucky line. If you like that retro look, you'll like that line. If you're trying to forget the 60s and you want to look at something else.
The next, we have VCBG coming up right after Lucky too, don't we?
Oh, actually we're going from Lucky to Nine West, to Giorgio Armani, and to probably one of the hottest lines that we have is the fish line, no pun intended.
Seriously?
Yes.
The fish line.
Fish, a line of frames. They're made in England, I believe, and they've done amazingly well. It's one of those lines that we took on when we opened up, thinking that we needed something a little edgier.
Okay.
Will it sell? Will it not sell? It has done amazing for us, in all age groups. So fish has done very good. I have some Armani through here. Armani's kind of heavy on the bling and the gold. Again, there's a look for whatever price range you want to be in, style you want to be in. So that pretty much does that board. Let's slide on to the next one.
We have a lot to go through here, folks.
So this one is Nakota, which is kind of oriental, if you will, and I don't mean that it's made in China. It's not actually made in China, but it's supposed to remind you of Japanese temples and pagodas. If you look at the trim work on that one, you can actually see it. Lots of detail, lots of ladies frames, heavy on the feminine side there. Then we go to Guess. We've carried Guess since 1992. It's always done well. Price points are good. Lots of styles. Does very well for us. Always has. Stands up well. Kate Spade, popular designer line. Mm-hmm. Tends to be run very small, geared more towards the younger woman, obviously.
Are there any favorites, do you think, with different age groups, Joe?
Kate Spade I would probably categorize as a late teenage.
Okay.
17, 18, that kind of age group. The reason for that, of course, is the size. Some of the Kate Spades probably wouldn't want to put bifocal in them. So there are some size issues with the frames.
VCBG, the same kind of thing?
Another designer frame, but that one, they make frames for men and women.
Okay.
And size isn't much of an issue with them. They sell well across the board to men or women, and you don't have any size issues with that one either.
We move on to Jones?
Jones in New York. Actually, Jones in New York is made by the same company that makes the Lucky brand that we talked about in the beginning. That's Jones in New York. I refer it to more as a belt and suspenders line. It's pretty conservative.
Okay. And you can't go wrong with Coach, right?
Coach does well for us, very well. Cole Haan is a new line,
All right.
and that's done pretty well also. Seiko is the line that we're going to feature next month when we do our trunk show, which is coming up on October 23rd. Seiko is made in Japan, obviously. It's the same company that makes the watches, and Seiko is purely a titanium line. They don't make anything. They don't have any other lines. They don't have a budget line or this line or that line, and all their frames are titanium.
So that means they're very light? Is that what titanium means?
They're very light, they're very durable, and they have no nickel in them. So
You just
don't
feel
ever
like you're
have
not wearing them.
have any allergy issues or any corrosion issues.
Great.
So
Those
that's
feel
the one we're
wonderful.
going to focus on next month.
And then we move on to the more traditional.
This is a little bit of everything. There's a lot of frames on this board, a lot of different lines, but they're basically only made by two manufacturers because these two manufacturers are real deep and they have a lot of different lines. So the L line does well for us. The Charmant line does well for us. Charmant is actually does make some titanium frames also, and they make a whole bunch of other frames. So
Interesting, so many of them have the decorative
lots of trim,
bows
lots of
now,
color.
huh? That's the in thing?
Yep.
Well, that's kind of cool, because you could get a pair to go with every outfit,
Well, that would be the
right?
ideal situation.
That would be wonderful. Anybody that wants to do that, we've got that here. All
And the
right.
last board on this side of the wall, of course, is our children's board. Only have really three basic children's lines. We have the jalapeno line, which runs a little larger, and that targets the 12, 13-year-olds. In children's frames, you get beyond 12 and 13, and they're generally outgrowing them already. So have the Pez line for the littler kids.
Pez.
Pez, as in the Pez
Yes,
candy.
I remember Pez. That's another 60s thing.
Yeah, and then we have some Disney frames that
Okay.
run small, and then the X Games are, we'll see some more of those over here. Those are the Flex-On frames, the ones that are.
You can't hurt them, huh?
Well, you can hurt them, but they're pretty durable.
Okay.
All right.
I think we just have a couple more minutes. Can you tell we're in Minnesota? Did you see all the Vikings things? Oh,
This board over here now is all the same as the ones, the X Games on the other board. These are all what we call Flex-On frames. These are a combination of titanium and nickel, and that's what gives them the elasticity. So everything on here, and the Nike, of course, is just another trademark, but they're all Flex-On frames too. So everything there, sold those probably for the last 15 years too. Wonderful line.
great.
The last two boards are more men's boards. A little bit of everything.
Some
Titanium.
sunglasses snuck in here.
These are what we refer to as biker glasses.
Biker glasses.
So that can be biker as in bicycle, biker as in motorcycle. The wrap feature, you can put a prescription in them.
Okay. Sorry to step.
Not put a prescription in them, whatever you want. We sell them all.
So
any way,
they're
shape,
like,
or
are they
form.
flexible too?
No,
No.
but
Okay.
the feature with those, of course, is
Joe
way
as a biker.
the way they wrap around your face.
Look at that.
So,
Wouldn't you like to look like that?
so it's always it's the wind issue is basically what it is.
Okay. Then we have one last window here.
Advertising, Seiko again. Seiko makes frames for men.
And
We've got some
Jones.
fish frames over here for men.
Fish.
Got some Silhouette, which is basically rimless and titanium. We got some guest frames for men.
Even men like the decorative bows.
That's
cool.
a new line too, incidentally. That one comes with a, if you look at the top of it, it's got the little holes in the top. There's a magnetic clip that fits in there.
Oh, sure.
So that whole line has magnetic clips for them.
Great. Well, thank you. Appreciate you joining us today for another trip through Overly Medical Center. We'll see you again next time.